cold calling. Some people hate it, some people love it, but one thing is for sure. Cold calling is a skill. In today's video, we're here with Laura, who has been working as an SDR for 5 years and has experienced a vast number of cold calls, rejections, and successes, turning challenges into opportunities and prospects into clients. In this video, Laura is going to share her most essential tips on how to ace a cold call, covering everything from preparing your cold calls, creating a strong opening, handling objections, to actually closing the call.
So can you tell us, how do you prepare for a cold calling session?
I'd say the most important thing is to know your stuff really well, to know your product, to know your pitch. Of course, there's no need for you to know the pitch words for words because it can sound a little bit unnatural. It's good for you to repeat some sentences by yourself before you do a cold calling, especially if you are selling a new product, because it will come naturally when you say out the sentences, and sometimes you will have like better sentences when you repeat it again and again and again. And then you also need to have the proper phone number, because imagine you've already prepared this particular prospect, this particular company, and then in the end the call is not connected, so I think it's a waste of time. So you need to have a proper phone number, and you can use Zalik for enrichment, by the way, to basically have the good phone number of your prospect. And finally, you need to find as many information as you can, both about the company that you're calling and also about your prospect.
And what research do you do about a prospect before making a call?
Honestly, the classic. When it comes to company, you need to know the company size, what the company do, the industry of this particular company, and then you need to find out a little bit about the leads, that you are calling, what position they are in, and you also need to know if they are actually the decision maker. Sometimes they can have a title of head of, but different company has different structure. Maybe the one who make a decision is not the head of marketing, maybe it's the CMO, but sometimes it's not also, sometimes it's the VP of marketing. So different company has different thing. And bonus, if you can have a special information about your leads, maybe you found out on social media that they like a certain shoes, or they went on a trip somewhere, it could be a good icebreaker when you actually try to call this prospect.
And how do you maintain a positive mindset, especially after you've been rejected for a long time?
I think it grew on you. When you first started, it's very discouraging when you get a lot of rejection all the time, but the thick skin will grow on you, and you need to have a lot of like psychological trick to yourself. For example, if one rejection, it just means that there are more fishes in the sea, and one of the things that you need is a persistence. When the person say no, it just will lead you closer to the yes, and at least they reply. So we always see the glass half full at the end of the day, and that's how we sort of like psycho ourselves to not be too upset when we get rejected.
What's your go-to opening line to catch the prospect's attention?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really have a particular way to catch the attention when I do cold calling. It really depends on the first high, on how enthusiastic they are. It also depends on my mood, whether I'm more in the serious mood or I'm more in the fun mood. People are different as well. When you catch someone who is more serious, I tend to be a little bit more serious. And when I catch someone who is more fun, and maybe I said something wrong in the how are you or something, and you can have a good laugh about it. So I don't have a specific catch for this.
How important is the first few seconds of the call, and how do you make them count?
Yeah, I always think that the first few seconds is super crucial, that make or break the call, that will lead you to either being hanged up or lead you to getting that demo. Nowadays, when you call someone, it's always already lukewarm. Either you notice that they visited the website a couple of times, or you have like their colleague who already like one of your LinkedIn posts. So this could be a very first good icebreaker. I think the first few seconds you really need to catch the attention like this. So that's why I told you I don't have any hook for that. And the most important thing is to create that connection. And sometimes this connection is something that you need to research on beforehand when you call someone.
Do you have any tips for a good pitch?
I guess one of the things that you should do is to not stutter. I'm not so good on it because sometimes I do stutter, but you need to exhibit the confidence for your customer, for your leads when you first call them. And when you are really sure on who you are and what you're selling, and you're really sure on your product, the person will have more confidence in you. To basically convince them that you are here to help them. So don't open the conversation is like, hi, I want to sell you this, you know, or don't open with like an introduction which is too long. Hi, my name is this one, I come from company this one, we are this one. So no, don't do that, but to actually have a genuine conversation to understand their pain a little bit more and eventually talk about your product a little bit on how we can help them.
What's your approach to closing the call and securing a follow-up appointment?
Once again, I've worked in multiple industry, multiple company, so I felt that there's not really one closing sentence that I will use when I do cold calling. You know, I have to really see the flow of the conversation. A good cold call lasts between 2 to 5 minutes, and typically they will have an objection such as, oh no, you know, I don't have the time. Then you tell them, listen, I know you are very busy, so just give me 20 minutes of the day to show you the product. If the product is something that can help you, then we can talk further. If not, you know, I will let you go, and you know, at least you know that we'll always be here. Put them in a sense that they can benefit from you. Say things like, at least, you know, if you don't need the product right now, you know that we are here, you can propose it to your manager in the future if you meet this pain and you need a solution. So say something like that, just for them to give you a date where you can eventually have a meeting after.
Do you have any personal tricks or tips about cold calling that you find really effective?
The final tip that I would like to give is that to really have the stamina. Cold calling is something which is very straining, like energy draining to my opinion, because you need to be active all the time. Come to the office with like positive energy, knowing that, you know, you might meet interesting people on the call. So come with a lot of stamina, a lot of smile, and then treat it like as a game and just make it fun for yourself, let's say.